Okay, so we're gonna go over these ALCs for Apex Legends 120 hertz. First, let me explain what I did. Number one, if you're not new to the channel, then you know the last time that a lot of times when I do my ALCs, I use the calculator, I use the conversion chart, and I go through a couple of steps. So these ALCs, you can't see that on the paper there, but I'll try to hold it so you can see a little bit the light on it. But you can see that, look, they scribbled out, they they marked over and everything. And down here at the bottom, what I wrote to myself down here at the bottom is laser, don't change these. So what I did was I jumped in the firing range, and I already know that it's 120 hertz, so you have to, something has to be cut by half in order for you to have the same feeling that you're used to in the regular. So these are my ALCs that I have on here. The dead zone is at 3%. It's a fat 3. Outer threshold is at 2%. It's a skinny 2. When I say fat 3 or skinny 2, that means it's to the left or to the right. So a fat 3 would mean that it's to the right of the middle 3. It's a middle 3. It's a skinny 3, regular 3, and then it's a fat 3. So when I say fat, that means it's to the right. When I say skinny, that means it's to the left of the orange line of the number. I got no response curve, 0 response curve. My per optics are on 0.6 all the way down, but it has to be the right 0.6. There's, just like I just explained, it's going to be a 0.6 to the left and to the right of the 0.6, so it's more than one 0.6. So you want to make sure you have the right one. I think these are straight down the middle. My yaw speed is at 417. My pitch speed is at 207. My turning extra yaw is at 2. Turning extra pitch is at 2. The turning ramp up time is at 12%. Turning ramp up delay is at 0%. ADS yaw speed is at 65. The reason it's at 65 is because that's half of the number that I'm used to playing with. ADS pitch speed is at 270. The reason why the ADS pitch speed is at 270 is because whatever changes that was made, whatever changes that they made for the new patch for this season, what they did was, it's hard to line up your you can no longer just line these numbers up the same and just have that straight shot. You can't do that this season. So you have to have a large ADS pitch speed in order to what you're going to be used to is not pulling down as much. So in order to not pull down as much, you have to have a higher number. That's why the ADS pitch speed is on 270, to keep that recoil from going up in the air, because if they added something where the recoil is just ridiculous now. Turning extra yaw is 222. Turning extra pitch is 222. ADS ramp up time is 2%. Make sure it's the right 2. ADS turning ramp up delay is 3%. Make sure it's on the right 3. And that's what I have. That's what I got going on. Target compensation on, melee, target compensation on, target compensation style is default. In the video, you see I got it in performance mode, which means it's the 120 frames per second. And 120 frames per second, remember, it's going to feel a little off, because the settings and the ALCs that you're used to are not going to coincide with the 120 frames, because the frames are moving fast. It's double. But I said, let me go ahead and get these ALCs and see what they feel like. And believe it or not, just by cutting that one number in half, just by cutting my ADS yaw speed in half, and I had to put a big number on the ADS pitch speed, and it gets it right back to that laser that I had when I made these ALCs. So if you want to, you can give these a try. Another thing to keep in mind, you might need a response curve. If you do need a response curve, don't go past 2. Your response curve should not go past 2 if you put a response curve on there. But if you need a response curve just to mellow things out, then go ahead and try that. If it's still off a little bit or you feel like it's a little too jumpy, you can put a response curve on there, but don't go past 2. Because response curve at 2 is what I have. I gotta make sure I don't change this. I don't want to change these numbers. That's crazy. Anyway, I know that's a 2. But the response curve is at 2 on here, and it's the last 2, which means it would be fat 2. And that's what I have on the paper, so that's what that would be. But yeah, I wrote on this paper, laser, don't change these. So this is these the paper is true. These are true laser settings. But I've got a bunch of other well, this is the one that I used in the last one, but I also have other ALCs that I wrote down that I haven't really looked at. These are old that I haven't looked at yet. Like this one here. I got this one. I'm gonna probably give this one a try too, because the ADS yaw is at 130, ADS pitch is at 146. I'm gonna give these a run too, just to keep seeing, because like I said, when I have these ALCs and I put them in the firing range, then I put them in the go through my calculator and go through the conversion chart and try to match it up the best I can. Another thing with the conversion chart, what I wanted to show you, I got to make sure I don't change these settings because I want to jump in the game with these. But so we had the conversion chart here. Well, not up here right now, but on the conversion chart, what you want to do is you want to go up to the line. You don't want to go on the line, the default line. You don't want to be on the default line. You want to move up to the default line, just up to the default line. That's what's going to give you the maximum aim assist and the maximum aim assist and the best feeling. So you want to go up to the line. So on a conversion chart, the best feeling for the ADS yaw speed is 100. That's on the conversion chart. But the changes that they made, this default line is no longer 100. The default line now is 110. So if you were going to switch from your 110 because you're playing on 120 hertz, then what would happen is you would, instead of the 110, you would be playing on 55. For whatever reason, the 65 right here feels really good. Everything about this feels good. And I'm gonna jump into a couple games. It's off a little bit, but I believe that has something to do with their response curve. And it's not off enough to where it would make a difference to me, because I could hold this like this. Let me put my hands up so you can see. I could hold this like this, and And once I don't have to try. Like I don't have to put any force to control the recoil at all. No force at all to control the recoil. Well, I do have to control this the side to side, but I don't have to control the recoil. The recoil is almost non-existent. And then another thing, like this right here is the Armor X Pro. I got the Armor X Pro on my controller. Anybody that knows me knows that I normally play with the Armor X Pro. But another thing is these Armor X Pro settings are not set to the settings that I just put in here. So when I go through my Armor X Pro setting and set my Armor X Pro to these settings, I'm quite sure that it's going to be ridiculous. Because this right here is ridiculous, and it's not even set to the Armor X Pro. It's just a straight theme. All right, everybody. That's a pretty long ALCs, but I just wanted to explain it to you and make sure you got these ALCs and explain to you what I was doing. But everybody take care. You see, it's a thunderstorm out here. Everybody take care, and I hope everybody's doing good. I wish everybody well.